All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahawah, by Sham, Yahawashi, by Sham, Rachakwadash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of great millstone. Peace and blessings unto the elect of the nation of Israel, men, women, and children. Shalom. All right, this lesson is going to be going into World War III, in which, we constantly see, this thing is we're on our way out of here, man. You just recently had an article come out about the CBDC system, all right, requiring you to have to put something under your skin, all right, in order to still be involved in buying and selling in this monetary system, which we know ultimately that's going to lead to the RFID, CHIP, Charagma, MOTB system, prophesied in the book of Revelation 13 chapter, in the latter end of the chapter, around verses 14, 15, 16. All right. But with that being said, World War III is synonymous with that. All right. And I got a few articles pulled up, and Lord willing, this will be edifying unto the elect. Okay. But it says Russia's Medvedev, NATO's military aid to Ukraine brings World War III closer. And this is of Reuters.com. It says Dmitry Medvedev, the deputy secretary of Russia's powerful Security Council, chaired by President Vladimir Putin, said late on Tuesday that the increase in military assistance to Ukraine by the NATO alliance brings World War III closer. All right. And really, we know America is the horde that rideth upon the beast. So really, America, Amalek, Israel, alongside the beast system, those countries, those smaller vassal countries that are giving their power into the beast, all right, are aiding Ukraine. And Russia is Gog and Magog. Russia has yet to pull out of Ukraine. All right. So this is a big tension that the Lord is causing upon the earth. It says, commenting on the first day of the summit of the U.S.-led alliance in Lithuania, where a number of countries pledged more weaponry and financial support, Medvedev said the aid would not deter Russia from achieving its goals in Ukraine. Right. The Lord got them hooks in Gog and Magog's jaw, Russia. They're not going to stop until this thing kicks off. All right. And we know that to be true because, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Proverbs 21:1. So these things are going to take place according to prophecy. Let's read some more. It says the completely crazy West, aka America, could not come up with anything else. In fact, it's a dead end. World War III is getting closer, Medvedev wrote on the Telegram messaging app. All right. Let's grab a quick precept real quick. We're going to read a little bit more. This is Proverbs. Salakia. This is the book of Proverbs. Chapter 16:1. The preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. Right. So us, these lessons, people, our family that don't get the truth, these so-called military generals and secretaries, the elite bankers, Amalek, the World Economic Forum, their leaders, their thoughts, their what comes out of their mouth is from the Lord, their heart. The preparations of the heart in man, and heart means la'ab. Okay, meaning mind, your thoughts. Nothing escapes him. Nothing is out of his jurisdiction. Him, meaning Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi, the omnipotent power. It says, what does all this mean for us? Everything is obvious. The special military operation will continue with the same goals. Russia calls its action in Ukraine a special military operation, while Kyiv and its allies say Moscow is waging an unprovoked war to grab land and dominate its neighbor. The West says it wants to help Ukraine win the war, and Western powers have already supplied large amounts of modern arms and ammunition to Kyiv. All right. It says he also advocated on Tuesday for using the inhumane weapon that is cluster munitions, after what he said were reports of Ukraine already using it. The U.S., the horde that rideth upon the beast, announced it would supply Kyiv with cluster munitions that typically release large numbers of small bomblets over a wide area and are banned by many countries. So the horde is aiding Ukraine with weapons that are banned, okay? In the military leaders and generals in America, in Russia, which we know ultimately it's a trickle down effect, because ultimately the elite bankers, they run this thing. They have their councils and the nations and the presidents and the rulers, and monarchs, or whatever system you run in your country. You're receiving orders from the elite bankers, the Amalekites, the elites, Oppenheimer, DuPonts, Gettysburg, Rothschilds, etc. But ultimately, it's all going to lead to war. All right. Anything can spur this thing off. We know Revelation 3:10 has to take place, the hour of temptation, but we're nearing the point of no return. World War III. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11. This is why we're preparing and doing these lessons, man, and building up our faith and prayer and our relationship now, because these things are very, very close, man. We don't have a long time. All right. Revelations 11 and verse 14. The second war is past, and behold, the third war cometh quickly. Right. World War I, World War II, World War III, in which all those wars before World War III, which is about to occur, was a major world destruction. All right. Famines and pestilence and plagues and the crashes of economy. All right. Sanctions and trade and allies and alliances being made. Those are things that take place during the World War, and mass death. Okay, so I'm going to grab this next article and get these bullet points going to show some indicators of a world war, what takes place. And a lot of these things are already happening and have taken place. All right, and are going to come to pass according to prophecy. So let's just jump right into it. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab this real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 21. In verse 1, it reads, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Right, so the king's heart, these military leaders, the presidents, the governors, the politicians, all right, military secretaries, etc., their heart is in the hand of the Lord. He causes them to do what he wants in order for the purpose of prophecy. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13. Shalakia. This is Isaiah chapter 13. Isaiah chapter 9. No, Isaiah chapter 13. Salakia, bear with me, Baba Kusha. And 4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms, of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. Right, so the Lord prepares the host of the battle, where it's going to take place, okay, who's where they're going to go, etc. It says, what would happen if World War III started? A modern analysis written by Dennis Cummings. And we're going to get some of these bullet points. It says that global tensions continue to simmer. One cannot help but wonder what would happen if World War III started. Although it's a chilling thought, being aware of the potential consequences of such a catastrophic event might help us better understand the importance of preserving peace and seeking diplomatic solutions, which is not going to happen, man. All right. A breach in the global peace. When pondering the prospect of World War III, the profound consequences for global peace come to mind immediately. Trust among nations would rapidly decline, deepening global divisions and setting off a cascade of effects felt worldwide. And this is what we see. Sanctions and 100-year-long agreements being broken, nations backing out of them, out of pacts that have never been thought of or being broken, etc. Loss of trust between powerful nations. One of the most significant and immediate impacts of World War III will be the erosion of trust among powerful countries. This loss will strain diplomatic relations and hinder cooperative efforts. Increased tensions lead to catastrophic event. Once diplomatic ties are severed, it becomes increasingly challenging to resolve disputes peacefully. As a result, incidents that could have been managed diplomatically may escalate into full-blown catastrophes. So right. You have events occurring, with war and people dying that could be easily settled with the presidents or the rulers coming and sitting down alongside their politicians or governors. We're seeing this on a worldwide scale. That's not happening. Alliances and treaty obligations. Friends and enemies redefine. Alliances built over decades or centuries, it don't say that, or centuries, can quickly fall apart when global peace is breached, resulting in new friends and enemies emerging on the world stage. Countries with shared goals and values may come together against common enemies, potentially leading to unexpected allegiances, right? And when we see a lot of nations are condemning America and going against this Western way and siding with Russia, the more conservative nations, Egypt, Libya, so forth and so on. And you have Russia, America, European nations, UK, with the rainbow stuff, and a lot of other nations are not with it. All right, Iran, Afghanistan have America's really recently evacuated. They've gone back to their ancient customs, conservative way of life. So yes, this is taking place. The ripple effect on partner countries, even if certain nations aren't directly involved in conflict, they inevitably feel the impact due to alliances or treaty obligations compelling them to support their partners in war-related matters. You see? So they got to pick sides, and this is what we see. This is what we see if you're paying attention. Nations are picking sides. Even if they're not directly involved, they have to side with the nation that they're trading with, or they have a relationship with, they have import and exports with, or they have their nation of people in this country receiving education, etc., whatever it may be. Okay? The economy goes haywire. All right? And this is why the Lord has Ezekiel or Russia in Ezekiel 38, they're a guard onto the other nations that are not with NATO and the EU and this whore and this beast system, and that are not military fund or don't have the might or capability of the West or the NATO and the EU, these other countries. Let's grab this real quick before we read some more of these bulletin points. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3. Bear with me, Baba Kusha, these Roman numerals. Yep. This is Joel chapter 3. In verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak sound strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened. Come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. It says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fast overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. All right, and that's where this World War III is going to take place. We're reading about leading up to it and things that occur in the midst or leading up to war, but ultimately it's going to take place in the valley of Jehoshaphat, with the nations being gathered to be destroyed by Yahawashi and the angelic forces. All right, it says, I'm going to jump down. These are some good bullet points, man. The economy goes haywire. All right, when contemplating the potential ramifications of a third world war, it's essential to recognize the immense impact it would have on their global economies. All right, this is why we see nations backing away from this greenback, this U.S. dollar, which still has the strongest buying power, etc. But you have nations like BRICS going away from it and using their own currency, and ultimately, a lot of the world is already in this CBDC system, this digital system, which is ultimately going to lead to the RFID microchip. They're already headed that way. Sweden and various other countries already are backing away from the U.S. dollar. All right. It says the world markets diving deep into chaos. Trade comes to an abrupt halt. Disruption in global supply chain. Scarcity of essential goods and services. All right. Devastating war technologies employed. This goes right into what I just read in Joel 3. It says, as the world has witnessed rapid advancements in technology, so too has modern warfare strategies and weaponry involved in World War III. Some of the most cutting-edge technology would be brought to bear with catastrophic results for humanity. Robot dogs, AI, robots, etc. All right. Nuclear threats turn realistic possibility. Nuclear threats turn realistic possibility. Arguably the most frightening thought of a modern world war is that nuclear weapons could be employed, will be employed, thus said the prophecy, dramatically escalating the conflict's magnitude and devastation. The detonation of a single nuclear bomb would have unthinkable consequences, resulting in the immediate destruction of an entire city or region. Buildings would collapse, with anything within miles being incinerated. Isaiah the 34th chapter speaks to that. He will sweep it with the bosom of destruction. All right, let's grab a quick precept on that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 6. And the Lord told us that he created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. In the book of Joel, it says the wicked Esau, Edom, and self-proclaimed white man, his habitations will be destroyed by a fire not kindled, not a campfire, not a battery fire, but the fire from these missiles that's going to ensue when it hits the land and is incinerated. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. All right. It's a lot here. That's safe, man. This is going to happen. The missile will be shot off, and the scriptures refer to them as arrows, glittering spear, sword, all right, etc., etc. Okay? Scriptures say, who shall turn them back when they begin to be shot from the ends of the world? All right? It says, long-term health repercussions, increased rates of cancer, genetic mutations, and other radiation-related illnesses in affected populations. Let's grab another precept. This is the book of Zechariah 13. This is the book of Zechariah chapter 14. And verse 12, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, those who elect, those of you that repent and turn to Yahawashi. Their flesh shall consume away, their flesh, their bodies, their skin, their bones, while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. You see, and this is what's going to take place. All right. With all that being said, it's going to be famine, plagues, mayhem in America. The land is going to be trodden down. Trees are going to be overgrown, shrubs, grass. All right. Look at this large scale of influx of refugees. Well, we see that at the border. Texas. All right. Strain on resources. Moving across borders. Food security threat nationwide. Scriptures talk about famine. All right. Let's grab this real quick. Matter of fact, we're going to read this bulletin, then we're going to grab a precept. All right, this is 2nd Esdras. (16). And let's read this first. Then we'll grab a precept. It says, food security threat nationwide as battlefields expand across agricultural regions. All right. And trade grinds to a halt due to embargo enforcement or threats from warfare. It is likely that a significant portion of global population would endure dire food shortages. The Lord said he would bring a famine and plague the world. Second Esdras. All right. It says, suffering agricultural production, war-induced damage to farmland, and disruption to transport infrastructure could critically deprive agricultural markets both on the local and international level. Potential food rise. Insufficient food supplies might lead to social unrest, sparking riots or violence as desperation grows among affected populations. And this is all prophecy, man. This is all this is. This is all prophecy. Okay? So let's grab some precepts and then we'll close out. This is the book of 2 Esdras 16 and verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. All right? Let me go back up to that bulletin, man. All right? Because that's right on point. That's right. That's so on point, man. All right? Yahawashi. All right? For this article. I'm gonna have to say this, but this is right on point. Okay? It says 2 Esdras 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, a lack of food, shortage of food, and the other that escape hunger shall the sword destroy. Is going to be sedition among men, invading because of food. Food is a driver. Food, sex, all right, and other things, but those are the two major things, food and sex. Okay? It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be waste, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripe, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. And right now you have this big thing against masculinity and men. Women hate men. Everybody, men being the problem to the world's issues. All right? Misogyny and etc. But a man of Yahawashi is going to stand out or stick out as gold, because they're going to be the ones sustaining and going through and standing tall through all this hell and judgment that Yahawashi is bringing, because he's going to be upholding the holy elect man of the Lord. Scripture say, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. 7 women shall cleave unto one man. That's an elect man. All right? A chosen man. All right? A man that was predestinated for the very lot that is going to be happening upon earth. The men that are going to be standing through that. Okay, 2 Esdras 16 and 27. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice, for of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rock. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, or when as a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. So America is going to be a pigsty, man. It's going to be desolate. It's going to be a lot of abandoned homes and overgrown shrubs and trees and buildings desolated, and it's going to be a shortage of people. Like I Am Legend, man. He was roaming and there was nobody but the fucking zombies. All right? In certain places it was no men, no women. There were them FEMA camps, you know, under protection of the government. All right? Same way going to be you people that take the MOTB. All right? 2 Esdras 16 and verse 32. And the earth shall be laid waste. The earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. It's the point. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars, World War III, shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. All right, and a lot of you men are going to go over there, you heathen and you Israelite men. You're going to go over there. You're going to be drafted. You're going to be patriotic and get destroyed by Yahawashi, Mashiach, and the angels, man. Terribly. And majority of you women and you transformers, all right, going to go to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the Middle East, to get obliterated, pursuing the 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. All right. That's what's going to occur. All right, while you people over here in America wait for a missile to drop on you, you know, in Jacob's trouble, leading up to the final deliverance and salvation of the elect, Lord willing, with that number, Wisdom of Solomon, 5th chapter, Isaiah 26, Matthew 24 and 31. But right, all these things will take place, and they're ensuing. All right, so we ended off right here in the book of Revelation 17 and verse 12. Okay, and Lord, when you edified and comforted, you receive something from this lesson, all right? Because we do this to edify and to praise the Lord, nothing else. Revelation 17 and verse 12. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, NATO and EU." All right, these vassal nations with the whore ruling upon the beast system, they giving their power into the whore, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast, and these shall make war with the Lamb. Right, so they're going to try to fight against Yahawashi. This is why we're seeing a lot of talks of so-called chariots being shot down, UFOs, alien force, an outer intergalactic force that's watching America and the nations to take it over. Well, that's Yahawah, Sham, and the holy angels, and they are going to prevail against the beast system, these heathens, etc. As the scriptures say, Revelation 17 and 14, "These shall make war with the Lamb, Yahawashi, and the Lamb, Yahawashi, shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and Kings of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful," the hopeful elect, the men doing this work. All right, or the men that have passed away in this work. All right. Lord will know their number. Okay, it says, "And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, America, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." So NATO and EU are going to turn on America. Okay, we've yet to see what's going to take place, how the Lord is going to have that happen, but this is ultimately going to take place. It's prophecy. Okay. It says, "These shall eat the whore and shall make her desolate," Revelation 17 and 16, "and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High put it in their hearts," Proverbs 21 and 1, "to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High, Yahawashi, shall be fulfilled." You see, until it's time for this thing to take place, World War III prophecy, these missiles to be shot off. "And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth." All right, America. All right, full of all nations, kingdoms, and peoples, and they possess the Israelites as captives. But right, Lord willing, this is edifying and comfort, uplifting. All praise, honor, and glory goes unto Yahawah, Bahashim Yahawashi, Bahashim Rachakwadash, double honors unto our apostles of the great millstone, peace and blessings unto the elect of the nation of Israel, men, women, and children. Shalom.